Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our playthrough of Dominions 4. In our last episode, we laid out our plans of attack for the north, and we're setting up our troops. I've finished laying out our magic items among our units in this territory, so let's go ahead and get these troops moved up here as well. We're starting to get to the point where the turns are taking a little bit longer to process because of all the troops moving. And it looks like there's some battles happening. Alrighty. Research and construction is complete. We're going to be able to cast more powerful magical items. We're getting up to where we can almost summon some of these more powerful mechanical men. And the poison golem we'll be able to summon as well with the building of a magic item once we get to level 9. We've continued to summon more clockwork horrors. We are curing some of our battle afflictions, curing some diseases due to that magic item we gave to our one unit. And of course in Gladewood, we've got that starving going on because of lack of supplies, but we're not going to be hanging out here, so that's not going to be a problem. I want to go ahead and have us continue to build more of these jars of fire because they are so handy for us. That's going to give us one more jar of fire to pass out to another mage here. Let's take a look. It looks like this mage does not have one yet. Ooh. And neither does. Be easier to see this way. This mage does not either. And then we can set this mage to our setup. So now we have some more of these troops moved here. Atticus has brought more of his troops with him. We're going to take these troops. And I'm going to take all the Principe. And I'm going to give them to Tarkon. I'm going to split them. No, I'm not, because we don't have any flag bearers, no standard bearers, as you can see. We've lost them in battle. So to keep this morale up, I'm not going to split them up. We're going to put them in a large block in front of our mages. And we're going to tell them to hold and then attack the closest enemy. This way, it'll give our mages the most amount of time possible to be attacking the enemy with magic. It looks like Tarkon is kind of standing out in front of the troops. We don't want that. And we don't want the rest of these mages out in front of the troops either. Just a matter of finding them real quick and moving them back. Shouldn't take us too long. Looks like we may have missed one. Let's find him here. There we go. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. Everyone is now behind that large block of troops. We're going to go ahead and take the rest of these troops. We'll give them to Tarnus, who's now standing in the back. We're going to have them guard the commander so that they are in a large block back here protecting the mages. We're going to take all of these slingers that we have left over. We're going to give them to Tarentus. And we're going to put them kind of off to the side. And we're going to tell them to fire at the closest enemy as well. Let's take these Amazons and put them in there as well. Looks like we have a couple troops. We'll put them in the commander guard. And same thing with this one mounted cavalry who made it through everything. So that's everyone set up. We want to take a look here. 20 enemy units. We do have Zalira, the bride in waiting there. This is a castle. This will give us another point of attack. It's pretty neat that it's on this peninsula. The computer decided to build it here, which we're going to make them pay for doing that. So we're going to take our army. We don't need this priest, Picus, or Cacus. Not sure if that's proper pronunciation to come with us. And we don't need these two commanders to come as well. They can stay back here and we'll use them for our war against Helheim. Everybody else is going to go towards this castle. Over here, we're going to go ahead and continue to have these troops move so that we can move them north to meet up with these priests who are awaiting their arrival. We have our background recruitment going as usual, and we're continuing to forge those fire urns. So, let's go ahead and end the turn. Bit of a long battle going there. Sorry for the silence. There's not much for us to talk about while we wait on these turns to resolve themselves in the background, and unfortunately they will only become longer and longer in resolving as we move on. But if they help us to win, that'll be great. Now, I think something good has happened because we had a battle in Sefekte, and it looks like we've started to destroy the gates of the fort in Sefekte, so we must have won the battle. Let's take a look at what that looked like and see if our magic strategy finally worked out for us. So, here we have all our mages behind this set of troops. Again, we're going to want more troops in this army in a little bit. This is just what we had available. And some very meager province defense hiding behind this one tree. Let's go ahead and see if the magic worked out the way we wanted. So, it doesn't look like it. Oh, there we go. We cast a flame bolt. I'm slowly coming to the conclusion that the game has decided we're not going to cast any of the spells ever that I've decided. Or the magic system has decided not to work the way it's supposed to in any way. I do have another option for us to use in the battlefield. It looks like I don't think we've used this gem, or if they did, I didn't see that happen. But we're going to win this battle. There's no need to watch the rest of this. We're working on knocking down the gate. 2 afflictions were cured, and 1 unit was cured of disease. And our troops are starting to starve in Farseer Mountain. This is that large army that we're moving through. So we want them to continue moving north. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to change these mages to just do the most simple of spell casting at this point. So we're going to go ahead and I think I know what I did wrong. I think I know what I did wrong, folks. Let me see if this fixes the problem in the next battle. So, Flame Bolt. Over and over again. I can't seem to find it in this list. Anytime I look for it, that's very embarrassing. we'll just replace this real quick on any of our troops who have the magic jar. And if it turns out to be what's caused the communions not to work, I think we'll be able to fix the communions as well and make this even more powerful once we do that. So our troops are holding here. This army's moving north. We're continuing recruitment. We have 5 gems, so we want to go ahead and make another jar of flame. And we have 7 death gems, so let's go ahead and summon another Bane to lead our undead armies if we'd like into the waters. Here's the Bane that we summoned earlier. You can see that he's again an undead character. He's going to be great for those underwater combats. Let's end the turn again. I hope the AI is thinking about how it's cheated us out of seeing some wonderful magic on the battlefield the past couple battles. Looks like resolving battles turns taking a long time. Alrighty, so we revived a Bane. Lots of unexpected events. Magic +1 from an old man coming out of the woods. Very ill omen. Rumors have spread through the entire province. Again, this is where the trees were coming alive in this province the other turn. We're destroying the gate, curing our diseases and afflictions, and we have that large army we need to keep moving. So, let's take this entire army, along with these priests who have been waiting for us to get here, and we're going to take these cave provinces. I don't want to fight the god's power right now without a bunch of... Well, we have these mages with us. And we have a large number of troops. We have 20 enemy units, mostly ogres and shades. You know, we've thrown ourselves against this wall before. Why not? Why stop? Why not just continue to fight this battle of attrition until the game is forced to let us win? So, we're going to go ahead, forge another jar, and we don't have enough earth yet for Clockwork Horrors, so we're going to hold off on that as well. Let's go ahead and end the turn again. I know this screen is extremely exciting. I know it is for me, at least. If we had more scouts, we'd be able to see a little bit more going on in those battles, but it wouldn't really affect the small battles that we're having here, especially since our territory hasn't expanded very quickly. Alright, so, not expected in the Iron Peaks. Phantasmal warriors appeared from the mist-covered highlands. They seem directed by an unknown force of will. This most likely is a spell that was cast against us. So there was a battle in Iron Peaks. Let's take a look at that battle. So it'll be our province defense over here against some Phantasmal warriors. Phantasmal warriors are undead creatures. They're ethereal, but they only have 1 hit point. So they're very hard to hit with anything non-magical, but if you actually hit them once, they'll die. They also cause fear, which can cause us some problems. You can see how, though, as soon as we hit them, they die very quickly. Nothing for us to be worried about. We're still knocking at the gates of Sefekte, curing our units, and we have that lack of supplies. Not a problem. Looks like Abyssia is going to war with Helheim. They just took this territory from Helheim. So maybe that's why Helheim has been unable to build up a giant army here, which we were worried about. Let's go ahead and make sure these units are set to go. Those that have the ability to cast the Phoenix Power spell. See? We want to change this to be the same as our other troops and hope that we have this set up correctly. Everyone else is set to stay behind troops, cast spells. That looks good. Let's do this. As I've said before, fortune favors the bold. Don't want to forget our little bit of housekeeping in the background here. And let's see how this assault goes. Alrighty, so we have our battle in Helheim. Let's view that battle. So we have our armies set up here, our mages in the back. We have a Bane that Narzaruth has summoned to fight against us. Plague Spittle, that's a pretty cool name for a Bane. A couple weak troops. A Mound King, not much here. Now let's see if this actually works for our magic. The answer is no. Oh, wait. Luckily, that's the game just making decisions that I agree with. Well, we lost 8 units, some of our Principe, 1 standard. They always seem to get hurt. We didn't lose anything else, and we did kill that one Bane who was there fighting. A couple unexpected events. A vengeful crone has cursed the land, misfortune +3. New trade routes have been opened, province income +10. We're starting to destroy the gate at Fort Helheim. Fetke has been breached, so we'll be able to assault them if we'd like to. We've cured some battle afflictions. So if we look up here, we've breached the gates. We know there weren't that many units outside the castle when we attacked, but every turn that we hold here will start to reduce the amount of troops that are in the castle itself. But I don't think you want to watch us just sit here and stare at this castle. So let's go ahead, since this is not working for us. We are going to go ahead and remove these spells, set them to cast a specific spell, and I'm just going to go ahead and have them cast the lowest level Fire Dart spell over and over again, because I just want to see if they will actually do this for us. Alrighty. Select the entire army, and we're going to have them storm the castle. I think, though, I'm going to take a couple of these troops here, and because we're storming a castle, I want them to be in this unit, but I don't want these guys to hold anymore. I want them to just attack the closest enemy. We don't need to be sitting outside the castle walls just getting shot at over and over again. by the ballista that are there. Alright, so they're all set to storm the castle. We're holding out here against Helheim. Let's go ahead, and even though this episode has run a little bit long, let's see what this storming the castle looks like. Before we end this episode. Hopefully this is our assault, and that multiple turns means we won. Let's find out. Alrighty, there was a battle in the fortress of Safekte. Let's view that battle. So again, we have set these troops to rush in as fast as we can. There's quite a few guys here. And again, they have this bride in waiting. We have all of our mages just set to cast the most ridiculously low-level spells to see if we can even get a single one of them to listen to us. So let's see what happens. It's a rebellion. That's the only thing I can figure out. Somewhere in the depths of Ermor, evil mages from Baratos have infiltrated all of our mage colleges and are slowly but surely taking our augurs and training them in how to disobey the commands of the Emperor. I'm not sure what we're going to do to make the augurs in the College of Mages pay for this treachery, but we'll have our day. Until then, let's see if they can hold their own. A couple enemy spells coming towards us. Lots of magic being thrown back and forth. Of course, now they're casting all these fire darts. Maybe they've decided to listen to us halfway through the battle. Luckily, every single one of these attacks is being completely useless. We finally made it through the castle wall. So, what happened was, each of all those mages has a jar of fire, which gives them a gem. A lot of them have decided to use it to cast these fire elementals into the battlefield. Fire elementals don't run. They're mindless. They have a fire shield, so they don't take damage. They cause damage to anybody who attacks them. They give out heat 5. They're fire resistant, so when we're fighting Abyssia, we can summon these in and they'll be extremely effective. I think we may have found a better way for our mages to serve us. In the meantime, our soldiers are still assaulting. Zoom in a little bit. It looks like we're taking the field, folks. As these fire elementals come in behind us. Now the only problem is, these fire elementals, as they're running through our troops, are causing damage because they're setting fire to the slingers that they're running through. In fact, this one has a limp from the fire damage he's taken. A lone fiery imp stands to keep us from our victory. And we've taken him. So if we look here, we lost 10 Principe, 10 of those slingers. We didn't lose any of our army, leaders or mages, and we wiped out every single one who was there, including some of these more expensive leaders and mages of Baratos. And we killed the bride in waiting. That's great. She has been a pain for quite a while. They'll have more, but I know that one's been in several battles with us. So we have another victory under our belt, and we're starting to destroy the gate at Fort Helheim. Seeing how the fire elementals worked in that battle, we may be changing our battle plans yet again. But we now have a fort on the front lines where we can begin to build up another army in the north to attack Helheim. To attack Bertios, I'm sorry. We'll be doing that and more on our next episode of Dominions 4 in Gaming with Grug. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you then.